This episode is fueled by the American Petroleum Institute. No matter your politics, no matter the debate, one thing is certain. America runs on affordable, reliable energy. America's policies must recognize that Americans benefit from making, moving, and improving the energy right here in America. Today, America's oil and natural gas industry supports nearly 11 million jobs and provides American energy to keep this nation strong. Learn how at api.org.
We're back at the Iowa State Fair, and we were with Governor Doug Burgum. Listen, Governor, you've got some interesting taste here. You can get almost anything you want from a food standpoint. You got some ideas.
Well, I think it's important, if none of you have had an opportunity to eat rattlesnake, that we get some right here. And I've pre-screened this. This is all free range, no GMO, organic.
No farm rattlesnake.
It's like, wild caught. I mean, this is the most organic thing you can get. And the guy here that owns this stand has got a great product, and we're gonna grab some rattlesnake nachos.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. This is great. Look at this place. Unbelievable. Here we are.
I'm Doug Burgum.
Chris Taylor.
Hey, Chris, I understand you're the owner. Evan said earlier you're coming down.
Yep.
We got some guys here that first time eating some rattlesnake. And,
really?
Yes.
I was just telling Evan, the first live rattlesnake I ever saw was in North Dakota, driving down a gravel road. I spent a bunch of time in North Dakota working over the years, actually when you were running for governor.
Well, the first rattlesnake I ever saw was in North Dakota, too. So we have that, we have that in common.
But these are wild-caught West Texas rattlesnakes.
See?
Wow. All right, wild caught.
Well,
what does that mean, wild caught? Like when
people go out and they catch the rattlesnakes, take them into a facility, they're slaughtered for the skin, the venom, and the meat. Yeah, it's actually a pretty efficient system, but they have to go into a USDA facility for us to be able to sell it commercially like this.
So rattlesnakes are a renewable resource.
Absolutely.
They are, yeah.
And here we're going to get the meat and also a little of the venom, because they have venom sauce that goes on top.
a venom sauce.
Which is an awesome name for avocado salsa.
I love it. All right,
Well,
let's see what we got
take
here.
2 snake bite nachos.
2 of those.
Yeah.
We got you covered.
Oh, I love this. Governor, you're
I think that's
treating,
I'm buying. There you go. Yep.
you're treating us. Thank you.
That's a true Republican. He takes care of it the way it's supposed to be done. He handles it.
That's right.
Handles it himself.
And we balance the budget at the end of the day, too. We get that done.
I love it. All right.
There is your change.
I'm watching
There's your
the
tip jar right there.
preparation.
All right, there we
It
go.
says tipsy, believe it or not.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank
My
you.
grandfather was born in North Dakota. I love the state.
Oh, great.
Nicest people you ever meet.
Whereabouts?
Right outside of Mandan, St. Anthony area. On a
Okay,
farm.
yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
beautiful
100
part of the
years
state.
ago. Yep.
I love that.
It is. It's a beautiful part of the state. I've been there quite a few times.
So is this? It's almost like a ground rattlesnake.
The rattlesnake meat can be very gamey when it's wild. So this is made into a sausage, like a bratwurst sausage. So it has sausage seasoning, makes it very palatable. A touch of jalapeno and mixed together, and it just makes it a whole different item than you would expect. And if you've ever would have eaten rattlesnake in the past, bones are a problem. Well, the bones are easier to remove when you make it into sausage.
Oh, yeah. Gee whiz, look at that situation.
With the venom sauce.
Governor, I feel like you have the honors here.
Well, no, we got a second one coming up.
Just so you know, today
There we
we
go.
have a special. You're allowed to come back as many times as you want.
Look at
I
that.
love that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good
Oh
luck
my
with
gosh,
everything.
this is fantastic. All right, fellas, we got to dig into this. Governor, you just go ahead.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
let's see.
I'm jumping right in here.
You're gonna be the guy.
Yep,
It's a good sauce.
it is. I got to make sure I get plenty of meat here on the thing. Oh yeah,
We get some of that
I
rattlesnake
mean, it's
and
like a
venom.
dream in a paper dish.
it is. All of that.
Space like that, go through it. That space right there. Beep, beep, beep.
Wow.
Watch your feet.
It's really good. It's dynamite.
4 stars.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Oh, man.
Tell everybody.
Buddy, this is fantastic.
Glad you like it.
This is so good.
We've had a lot of recognition. We've won several awards with our products.
Oh man,
I gotta say, this is probably the best nachos I've had. These are phenomenal.
it's unbelievable.
What do you think, Ashburn?
And it's also the best rattlesnake you've ever had too, I think. That's true.
It's just incredible. The blend of flavor. The chips are good. It's the heat. It's so good. I gotta have another one.
It's sort of like a spicy chicken sausage or something, you know?
Yep.
Really good.
So have you done this before?
I was waiting for the taste like chicken.
Yeah, right.
Have you done this? I mean, you're like a rattlesnake connoisseur at this point.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but been on horseback in western North Dakota in the Badlands when gotten too close encounter with a snake, a rattlesnake, which is horses don't like snakes. They're smart about staying away from that. And then, of course, on the ranch, we've had to kill a few over the years.
Yeah, that's good to hear. What do you, when you come upon a rattlesnake, what's your first move?
Well, if you're out in the prairie and you don't have, and there's no, trees or woods, and there's like no stick that you could use to, take out a rattlesnake, and actually a lariat that you have for roping, actually works, because you get them going, and then when they're coiled up, they're very hard to inflict the appropriate injury on. But if you get them snaking through the grass and then their spine is exposed, you can take a lariat across their back, and if you do that, then that stuns them, and you stun them, then you go there and then you step on their head with your boot, and then you just pull on the back, and then their head comes off. And then you don't have to,
I think that's like the greatest animal fighting story we've gotten on this show.
Serve you well in Washington.
Yeah, it will, but it's important because you don't want to get anywhere near the head. I mean, because that's the venom end of the deal. And so you just get that under your boot, and then it actually, if you push down hard with your heel and pull up, the head comes right off, and then you can just take the snake back, skin it, dry out the skins.
And this is then makes nachos.
Yeah, there you go. Then you're in the nacho business.
What's the closest you've ever been to being bitten by one of these things?
Well, I'd say too close, because one of the first ones I killed was one that was kind of like right there.
No kidding.
Yeah, if you hear it before you see it, you're sort of too late once you hear the rattle, because that means they're getting ready to go.
Unbelievable.
Get your adrenaline going.
Man.
I think, the choice is getting more and more clear. If America wants the first rattlesnake killer president, you're looking at him right here. It's a pretty clear choice.
It is one of the differentiators. I get asked a lot about how do you differentiate yourself from the field. But
Well, it's a tough thing when you're running a Republican primary, and a lot of people are saying a lot of the same things. And how else do you think you sort of separate yourself from the field?
Well, I'm quite certain I'm the only chimney sweep, former chimney sweep in this whole field.
Right.
So that's a differentiator.
It's the Dick Van Dyke dance in particular is something.
Exactly. There you go. That's right.
So what? You've been here a lot over the last few months. You've been here basically all week this week. What kind of things are you doing around here? You just getting into all the food, seeing all the animals? What's going on?
Well, we've had a great fair side chat with Governor Kim Reynolds, who was fantastic. Love Kim. She and I have had a chance to work together for the last 6.5 years on Republican governors, and she's doing great things here in Iowa. So very fun to be interviewed by her this morning, by a fellow Midwestern governor, because both North Dakota and Iowa were both feeding the world and we're fueling the world. Yeah. So that part was a blast. And then we've had last night we zipped out of here. We're up in Dallas County for a great picnic in this beautiful wooded area. About 80 Republicans there that were doing an event up there. So it's been, and then meeting people, just making sure you got time to actually meet people.
Yeah.
People say, how are you preparing for the debates? And we're like, we're going to the Iowa Fair. I mean, you're talking to real voters, real people that are concerned about inflation, they're concerned about the price of gas, they're concerned about what's going on with China. So we're talking about economy, energy, national security with regular people, and that's what we're doing. I mean, if you're a CEO of a company, you listen to customers if you want to deliver the winning product, and that's what we're doing.
Oh, I love that. So, all right, so the debates, you brought it up. You've obviously qualified early, one of the first qualifiers for the debate. You're looking at it, whether Trump shows, whether he doesn't show, does it make a difference to you?
Every campaign's got to make their own decision about what they want to do or not do, but I know we're excited, and I'm sure we're the most excited candidate, because if you take a look at the 8 candidates that qualified, among those, we're the least well known.
Yeah.
And so there's upside for us. Showing up, being there, being ourselves, do what we do every day with the regular people out here.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, because look, as a national profile, you're relatively new to this. I mean, they're a couple months in. You already are at 6% or so in the polls in New Hampshire. You're starting to get nationwide coverage for the first time. This platform at the debate is probably the first time that you're going to have a huge audience for what it is that you have to say. I mean, are we nervous about this or not?
Yeah, no, I'm not nervous about that, but I'm laughing because when you're starting from scratch, you're going against people that have held national office, people that have been on national television, people that have run for president before. Literally, one of my buddies said, hey, I'm going to call this guy in D.C. Who I think could be a big supporter of yours in Texas. So he calls him, and he tells him about me, and then the guy said, "That guy sounds great. He should run for president."
Just classic, right? But it's funny because, I mean, look, you're the governor of a state. Clearly, people know you in North Dakota. They love you in North Dakota. You've posted big victories. But as you're going at nationwide, you've now had a chance to spend a significant amount of time in Iowa and New Hampshire. You're looking at nationwide polls. Like, do you even care about that?
Don't care about the nationwide polls. Not a hoot about those, because, again, going back to a business example, if you were launching a national product, but you said we're going to make it available in 2 states initially, and then that's where you were doing your launch for your products, and then those people said, wow, as soon as we heard about this, we really like it, and then we're shooting up in the polls in those 2 states. The rest of the nation doesn't even know we're an alternative yet. So we're starting from behind, but we love the position of having low name recognition with super high favorables as opposed to the alternative.
Yes, right. You're nowhere to go but up.
Yes, exactly.
It's not surprising you're taking off, because what people are interested in is in a well-rounded candidate. And you have a lot of experience with livestock. Have you walked through the barns? We were in the hog barn earlier. We haven't been over to see the steer. There's a horse barn.
Yep.
What's your take on Iowa's fare from a livestock perspective?
Well, I of course, 4-H, FFA, all these programs. The First Lady is here joining us too, but she had a chance to visit the hog barn this morning when we were split up. We did get a chance to watch some of the dairy judging that's going on right now. But in North Dakota, we have a thing where to support the 4-H kids, with state leaders actually participate. And so last year, at the state fair, I was showing a steer at the state fair myself. But I had a high school kid that was coaching me on how to do the work with their steer, and so it got down to the wire, and I was like this close to the blue ribbon, and then I dropped the show stick during a handoff, and that cost me the whole thing. So I'm didn't get the gold medal, runner up, but I'm definitely going back. But I think that experience of doing that. These 4-H kids, the work they put into these animals and showing the stuff, the skills that they learn, this is their Super Bowl, and that's just fantastic.
What do we do about that in North Dakota with
kids that are in FFA?
Well, the other thing is, everybody talks about education, and here's all the things that are wrong. Well, I'll tell you some things that are right about it in North Dakota. One of the things that any educator will tell you, that the best education for kids is hands-on, real-world, team-based learning. Well, who does that? 4-H, FFA, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. I mean, the Merit Back program, those are achievement-based programs. So if a kid has got his wilderness first aid and his first responder and whatever through Boy Scouts, shouldn't he be able to get a half credit of high school health class?
Yeah.
So we passed a law in North Dakota where all of these programs actually count for high school credit. So those kids that are doing these after-school activities like this could all get credit. Then it frees up their time if they want to take, an advanced computer science or a language class or something. They're able to do it because they've got some of their requirements out of the way. So we have basically incorporated all the things that you're seeing here as part of this, hands-on, real-world, team-based learning in North Dakota, and it's fantastic. And any kid will tell you when they're 40 years old, they'll remember stuff they learned in 4-H, and they can't remember, what class they took.
Yeah, no, it's like applicable education. There's something to that, right?
Yes.
If you could actually use the skills that you learned.
Yes.
Weird.
Yeah, it is a weird idea. It's just kind of like common sense, small town thinking that maybe we need a little more of.
Yeah,
in
no
this country.
kidding. So we tried any of these 27-degree beers yet?
I haven't, but I mean, there must be like a craft beer thing, because I saw a truck that had so many spouts on it. I don't know if you guys saw it. It looked like it was Iowa craft beer, but it's like every craft beer in Iowa in the same.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to let us know where that is.
It was, exactly. It had all the handles on the side.
It feels exactly right. I love it. Well, listen, I have no question in my mind that the more you get to know people, the more they're going to like you. I know that's been our experience. The question is, how do you go meet everybody, right? The fair is a great way to do it. You going to camp out here in Iowa, or are you just going to keep on touring everywhere?
Well, we're going to Iowa and New Hampshire, but of course Iowa is a great spot. Of course, the First Lady is not an incredible, not so secret weapon, but
that's right.
Bobcat's the largest manufacturer in North Dakota, and maybe the skid steer loaders. You see those, the Mini X's. But Catherine held a senior marketing job there for a number of years, so she's been down here before, like to the World Pork Expo, because you were in charge of
The manure market. I had all the glamorous jobs, so
What exactly is the manure market?
Well, you use all those products to, move manure. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity with manure. And that was Bobcat's, opportunity to, get involved in some interesting markets. And boy, we do have to tell people though, if they haven't seen Sasquatch, who's the winning boar here at the, go see Sasquatch. He is one of the seven wonders of the world.
We got a glimpse of Sasquatch.
Not one of the 9 wonders.
And no offense, but you don't strike me as the manure lady.
Well, I have other skills and other, areas of interest, but
multifaceted.
Yep, I grew up in agriculture, and my family's in the John Deere business, so covering the agriculture market at Bobcat was super fun. So.
Oh, that's so great! All right, well, let's go have some fun, shall we?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for being here.
Really
enjoy the fair. Yeah, you bet.
Yeah, it's great to
see you.
This is so great.
This episode is fueled by the American Petroleum Institute. No matter your politics, no matter the debate, one thing is certain. America runs on affordable, reliable energy. America's policies must recognize that Americans benefit from making, moving, and improving the energy right here in America. Today, America's oil and natural gas industry supports nearly 11 million jobs and provides American energy to keep this nation strong. Learn how at api.org.